Chap has a very serious back injury.
What's that? This week from Playa del Carmen. But wait, it's not just Playa del Carmen. There's more. There's also
Valladolid.
And Merida. And
Cenotes.
And there's more.
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza! Woo! The other place we went was a huge cave, the water in the middle, well, like inside, and trees growing around the outside on the top with roots hanging down, and sometimes there's waterfalls in them, and they're called cenotes. And cenotes are my new favorite thing. I love cenotes. They're so
You're
cool.
obsessed.
All right, Brielle, you ready for our first cenote? I think this is going to be a thing. I think we're going to try and find a lot more of these. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited, actually. They look really cool. It's a cave with water. And anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be fun. What do you think, man? Oh yeah, this is what we've been waiting for right here. This is so cool. What do you think, baby?
Cool. I never jumped in there and go under.
You jumped in there and went under?
I take my breath.
You hold your breath?
Yep. That's what I kind of I got to do.
All right, this is, look at that. You can see clear down in there. This is wild. This was absolutely epic. I'm coming back. The cenote was amazing. So cool. This one had a rope swing, so we got to jump off of that. And she didn't. She just stayed out and held baby Eva. But Brielle and I had a wonderful time in the cenote. It was so cool. Cenotes are a game changer for me. Crystal clear water, no sun beating down, like baking your brains out. It was epic. Absolutely loved it. So we got a car, which that's why the whole week was awesome, because we had a car, and cars are awesome, right? Like, cars make life better. They do. Saying. And cool cars make life cool and better. So drive something that's cool.
You weren't driving something that was cool.
No, we weren't. But it was enough. It was fun. It made life worth it. All right. 0700 headed into town to get a rental car for our big adventure. So anyway, kind of exciting. We have a car, and we're gonna go see some of the coolest stuff in this area the next week. I'm super pumped, super excited, and the best part is Marcy is going to absolutely love this. That's the funnest part, you know? Something about Like, there's something about taking your loved ones to some of the stuff that they absolutely love. And it's just fun. It's like Christmas where you get to give gifts if you're one of those people that enjoys giving gifts. I'm here at the bus stop. There's nobody else here, which makes me a little bit nervous because I feel like a lot of people should be going to work right now. And I usually do the work in the mornings at the house, so we're not out and about that much early in the morning, except for maybe a jog and stuff. We're not going to town. So today I'm going to town. There's nobody here. And yeah, it's kind of a cool spot. Stop is just next to a bunch of garbage bins. So at least in this city they have garbage bins. We're not complaining. But we'll see. Gotta wait for like people to show up and see if we can get to Playa. Rental car. At least it's not a Ford. Yeah. Look at that, all the options. Yeah, buddy. Valladolid, though, is so cool. Valladolid is filled with all of these restaurants that have open courtyards inside. Yeah, that's right. It's crazy. You go inside to go outside. That was so, like...
Merida was the same way.
Merida was the same way. But it was mind-blowing. And you go past their little desk station, and then you walk into this courtyard and you look up, and it's like, boom, open sky. And they've got trees growing out of it, and fountains, and it's nuts. It's wild. It's awesome. Come up in the fridge. This is where we're going to sleep.
Hey, Mom, and Mom, we are going to sleep in the floor.
This is absolutely freaking hilarious.
Wow.
That's gross.
Apparently it's a thing that you get half-eaten ice cream in your freezer. What do you think of that?
I think it's stunning.
That is amazing, isn't it? It is very grandeur. That's pretty wild.
There used to be a Mayan temple there. They took some of the bricks to build that.
So it was right there.
It was right there.
They tore it down.
Well, I don't know if it was torn down or what the situation was.
Then the next day,
Got up early and made a Chichen Itza. We are not a Hot Mess Express, shockingly.
we didn't lose a backpack this time. We're on our way to Chichen Itza! And we made it out of the house when we were supposed to today. Out of the hotel. So.
Pretty sure that's American fries.
Yep. Excited? Can you see it?
So big.
That is epic. So epic. So apparently if you stand at the bottom of the stairs and you clap, it sounds like a bird, which is why you see everybody walking around clapping. If you've ever seen The Parent Trap, that's what somebody told me this yesterday, like, yeah, you walk around clapping. I'm like, this is like The Parent Trap where they're trying to scare the cougar off. They tell the lady to walk around the woods clapping. It's a legit thing. We'll see if we can pick it up on camera. That's wild. It's a legit thing. We're gonna go find some, man. You see some bones? At least not the only ones looking like crazy people. I mean, you've been wanting to see Chichen Itza since you were Brielle's age. What did it feel like to realize that dream you've had for so long?
Well, it's kind of like Tangled. I said, well, I don't know what to do now. We'll find a new dream. You just get there and you just don't know how to, I don't know how to say this. It's just hard to realize that something you've always wanted to see, you've just seen it. Does that make sense? Because you want to see something for so long, and then it's weird when you think about it, go, oh, wait a minute, I have been there, I have seen it. So it's just, it was pretty awe-inspiring to say the least. Like, there's lots and lots of ruins, and they're all amazing, but I can see why Chichen Itza is the most famous. Because it's the most detailed, it has the most meaning. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it was a place of religion, and they're not really sure why it was abandoned, but they know that even after it was abandoned, the Maya people would pilgrimage
They were
back
still pilgrimaging
to Chichen Itza. And so it wasn't that it was like ever found, it was never really lost. It was abandoned, but it was still, people still pilgrimage there to worship.
It was, the Europeans discovered it.
Yeah, but the Maya people...
It was no secret. They
never
knew about
lost
it.
tact of it. Like it was something that they continued year after year, annually they came back, even after it was abandoned. So it's very critical to Maya culture, and I think that the other temples and stuff, we don't, maybe they're more important or less important, we just don't know that much about them. Chichen Itza has a much deeper knowledge of the history behind it, which was cool. So here's what's wild is Valladolid is on the Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen side of Chichen Itza. And it is a hopping little town. It's not huge, but there's a lot of tourism there. The shops are really like tourist-based with souvenirs. Streets are wildly, vividly colored with, I mean, every color of the rainbow. And like brand new paint. Everything looks clean and pristine and pretty. And then if you go to Chichen Itza and then you go past it, not even 5 minutes, there's this forgotten little teeny tiny town that is dusty and dirty and, you know, stray dogs running around and a little bit more what I think like more Mexican than maybe the dressed up places were. And I really like that. I came from a backwoods town with, like, we had 2 stop signs in my town. No stoplights, just 2 little stop signs. We had 2 Coke machines though, and a repair shop. That was it. That was all we had. So I love going to the smaller towns and seeing more what the rural places are like. And I really liked that town. We had lunch there and then headed over to Merida, which we were told was another small town. Yeah, right, joke's on us. Merida is huge. Like Donald Trump would say, huge! Like, we're overlooking the square. That is so cool. Let's check out this place. Ooh. Glass shower. Haven't seen that since Cancun. Not much to the bathroom. This is a much bigger city vibe. Our apartment overlooking the street, remote parking, the works. Beautiful. This place is so cool. It's got a partially open roof. I don't want it to rain while we're here. It's rain can come inside of the building. I know, but a lot of buildings are like this. It's pretty cool. Actually used to be home to the more, I don't know how do they say it, but it was home to more millionaires than any other city at one time. So it was the place to be. And, you know, it was a very, very powerful city. It controlled fiber from the yucca plants, and that's what they made twine out of for rope. And so they basically controlled the rope industry and the 1700s, the 1800s. So as you can imagine, very, very critical, you know, to survival in that time. And they controlled all that. So they're a very wealthy town, very well off. And then artificial twine was developed in the late 1800s from petroleum, and the city kind of got forgotten and kind of fell into a little bit of disrepair until now it's a booming hub for tourists, and it's still the capital of the Yucatan, so there's a lot of diversity there. But Merida was a really, really cool place, and I think it might be on our list of places to come back and spend some more time. It was a really, really cool spot to be. Really cool history, cool vibe, open courtyard restaurants, which are awesome, and it's surrounded by ancient ruins and cenotes. Like, what more do you need in life? Okay. And then after Merida,
That's next week.
we'll just do them both in the same video. We'll do a to be continued. To be continued.
Isn't every week to be continued?
Dear younger self, here you are, another week down. Remember that each and every difficult week you make it through is another win. Another cookie for the jar. Even if it seems small or you feel like you didn't accomplish what you wanted to this week, you made it through. The important thing is that you keep trying, no matter how many times you fail. A few weeks ago I told you about grounding, which is a tool to help you find reality in a crisis moment. I think you're ready for the next step, honesty. Now, before you get defensive over what I'm about to say, keep in mind, I'm telling you this to help you be a better version of yourself. You have developed a habit of lying. You put on a mask for strangers and peers so they don't ask too many questions. And you tell your friends you're doing great. And you also try to convince your family that everything is fine. You even lie to yourself. Brutal honesty means being open. It means trusting people, and most of all, it means you're ready to see things for how they really are, not how you wish they were. You can't fix a problem and keep pretending isn't there. Being brutally honest is hard. It means admitting things, being vulnerable, and showing who you really are to those who think they know you. It can be scary for them too, but realize that they are there to help. Once they're in this with you, things will get easier. And after all this is out in the open, you'll feel a lot better and can start creating a plan to get to a better spot. Working on yourself isn't always going to be fun or easy, and at times it feels like you're not making any progress. Keep pushing forward no matter how many times you fail. Overcoming challenges just helps you better understand that this is a life